fellow sports fans, and welcome to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas's daily free winner show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, Sports Memo. Guys, it is Thursday. Just because it's towards the end of the week doesn't mean we don't have an all-star cast for you. Let's bring them on. And I do want to say real quick, Nick Parsons, the Insiders Room, a.k.a. the Insiders Room, is going to come on very shortly, so don't think you're going to be without Nick today. We won't let you go without your dose of Nick Parsons on any Thursday. Let me just say a quick hello around. That's some individuals. Jesse Schule is with us, Dan Kaiser, Jeff Michaels, Jimmy Adams, and as I said, Nick Parsons will be joining in. Let's say good morning to Jesse Schule. Jesse, top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to you, Joe.
He's got his Southie P cap on, looking like one of the Wahlbergs. I love it. Dan Kaiser looking spry this morning. How are you today, Dan?
Doing good. Thanks, Joe.
Good. My good buddy, Jeff Michaels. You know, I feel like I'm going to see like Cher or Diana Ross in concert every time Jeff is here. He has a different haircut, a different look. He looks like he's constantly changing, but he always looks great, and he brings the winners. Good morning, Jeff. How are you today?
Morning, Joe. Apparently, I'm one of the few that didn't bust out the hat today, and I'm usually the one leading that charge, I feel like.
Well, I don't really mind when Dan breaks out the hat. He and I are the only two that are follically challenged. It's you guys with hair that really piss us off, I'll tell you that. So, Dan, you can wear a hat anytime you want. You other guys, go without. No, I'm kidding. My good buddy, Jimmy Adams. How are you today, Jimmy?
Doing great, Joe. As always, pleasure to be on the show. Love Thursday because I'm wrapping up my card for the weekend. Nice to have that work pretty much done, and let's get some winners, huh?
Great stuff. You know, Jimmy, I don't know if you're like me. I know Jesse likes to get some early week winners out for football, college and pro football, a little earlier on the week, but it seems like these lines are moving. There's a time of year we're getting some strange weather. I read something this morning. Buffalo might get 6 feet of snow. I don't know how true it is, guys. No, not true. Some other inclement weather, winds, possible snow on the East Coast. You know, you got to be a little more patient, so to speak, this time of year, college and pro football. Don't you agree, Jimmy?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I heard the same thing, like 5 feet of snow. Just right off the top, there's no way you can lay double digits, you know, in that kind of weather, right? And then I even heard that the NFL was considering changing the venue, possibly. I don't know how much truth there is to that or how serious they are about it, but I just heard that a couple hours ago. So
I got to say, Jay.
Sorry, Joe, if I can chime in. They're playing against Cleveland, so I've been watching it a little bit. They did say there's rumors that either move it up a day potentially, or look to change the venue. But yeah, they said 4 feet of snow is realistic.
Can I ask you guys a question? When was it that our professional athletes became such pansies? Listen to me. When I was a kid, even a kid in Pop Warner, it could be a rainstorm, a hailstorm, thunder, lightning. The coach used to put his foot on our back, put our face in the dirt, in the mud, in the rain, to get me more push-ups. And now we got football players that can't play in this stuff. Forget about NBA. I don't want to talk about NBA. Biggest bunch of pansies I've ever seen. But it's upsetting. I understand lightning because a lot of the stadiums have metal bleachers. I get it. But the guys who are on the field, they're not going to get by lightning, okay? Unless the players with the metal teeth and the gold chains around their mouth. I don't know what to tell you. But it is upsetting. Jeff, I'll tell you something funny. A few years back, I put out an early week total of the year. It was the New England Patriots. I don't remember where they played, but I remember over. Well, by like Friday, they said possible storm in Foxborough. Saturday, one of the worst wind and rain storms they've ever had. So all the clients are calling me. I have personal clients, sales rooms guys. Clients are calling me saying, now I can't say take it back. It was a game of the year. Total of the year. Over. I had the over, by the way, guys. Over. Stay with it. It went over like by the second quarter. I looked like a hero. But it's one of those things. You put out an early play. It's the same thing that if you put out an early play midweek and all of a sudden one of your players, you know, a key player, running back, quarterback, a key defensive lineman, you know, they get injured during practice, boom. You know, it's going to affect the line and affect the game, obviously. But, guys, I digress. Having said that, no fluff today, just one announcement. Oh, by the way, you'll notice I normally start this show. Good morning, Dionne. Dionne's not here with me, First Lady, although she's still killing them all over the leaderboards. She was nice enough to sit with my dad yesterday. She's taking him to a doctor today. She was nice enough to do that, so I didn't have to miss this show. She said, Joe, let me take him. This way you can regulate the show because I have the second show. We don't know how long she's going to be, but we prayers for my dad that he's good and gets a quick and full recovery, and that Dionne is back, you know, for the Family Affairs show tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be an issue. No more doctors for Dad because I know I can give you a headache. She's the yin to my yang. So she's not here today, guys. She does send her sentiments. Wishes she could be here. She is killing it on the leaderboard. So go follow Dionne. Great discounts. I'll tell you about in a second. One announcement. This Sunday, two of the greatest and most respected hook up together. Finally, not since Ruth and Garrick, John and Paul, or Peanut Butter and Chocolate has there been a more explosive tandem than Joe D'Amico and Teddy Covers. Teddy Savansky. Guys, this Sunday, Sports Grid Radio Network, Cyrus Radio, Channel 159. Tune in for Joe and Teddy. I am unscripted. He said, Joe, if they allow Howard Stern to say whatever he wants, the floor is open. So I don't mind, guys. Joe D Unfiltered, me and Teddy this Sunday. Sports Grid Radio, Channel 159 on Cyrus. Excited about that. Other than that, we got a couple discounts we're going to go right into. My friends, the three cappers over at Sports Memo that were featured as $2 Tuesday cappers this week, their plays are still available. All 5% plays. Joe D'Amico, Dan Kaiser, Kevin Thomas, each for just $2, or the deal of the century. All three for just $5. And then before I get in here, my good buddy Nick Parsons is in the house. Nick, welcome. Nice to have you.
Thanks for sure. Once again, thanks, Joe, for accommodating my schedule here, and looking forward to hopefully giving out some more winners with you guys.
You know, guys, I can't go without you on a Thursday. I know our viewers can't. Not even our panelists can't. They were missing. They said, where the heck is Nick? So, sports fans, Nick is here. How's everything today, Nick? Good?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Coming off a 3-0 sweep, so we can get into that in a bit. And, looking forward to getting into everything here with you guys.
Great stuff. One more discount, then we're going to get right into the free content for today's First Family Show, guys. My friends over at Sports Memo, 7-day all access, $69. Use code MEMO7 upon checkout. I said to my good friends in the Detroit office, we got the best support staff in the business, let alone the world. I said, guys, what about my good friends? Tokyo Brandon, Adam Trigger, Tony Mejia, and Jimmy Adams. They come on the First Family Show. They should get the discount too. You know what they said? You know, Joe, you're right. As usual, you're right. You're right all the time, but you're really right now. So, guys, for our WagerTalk brothers that contribute to the First Family Show, which once again, Tokyo Brandon, Adam Trigger, Tony Mejia, Jimmy Adams, go over to WagerTalk. 7 days all access. Use that code, the same code though. Sports Memo7 upon checkout. $69 all access. You can't beat that with a bat. For that, you can get more than one of your favorite cappers, I got to tell you. Because I know I'm your favorite. Dion's your favorite. Nick is one of your favorites. All these guys are your favorites. You can get more than one of them, guys. $69 all access. I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys, the floor is open. So if you got some questions or comments for our crew, well, I got to love these guys. I got to love these guys. Ride Cape, we love you. He says, look at this all-star panel. No, this is not an all-male adult film cast. This is one of the best panels in the history of sports betting, guys. It is a real honor to be here with them today. So we're live. If you have any questions or comments, we're going to try to get to them by the end of the show. So without any further ado, let's get into some free content today. My good buddy Jeff Michaels, I get to share a lot of panels with him on Sports Memo TV, and he's doing great work. He contributed to that 100-plus page college basketball, every team breakdown, every conference breakdown he'll tell you about. That's on his dad, Ralph Michaels' page over at WagerTalk. But he's doing some great work, multiple sports. I know he's on fire on the First Family Show. We get to do the Family Affairs Show tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. But my good buddy, Jeff Michaels, he is a winner. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing on the premium side. He's got another free best bet for you. Jeff, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. As always. Yeah, guys, I like this card today. You know, I usually am a pretty limited capper. I'm going to give you quality as opposed to quantity. Today, we found a little bit of both, including my first 5% NHL play of the year, something that was very limited last season, but we won the last one. Coming in today, 2 NHL plays and 2 college basketball plays were number 1 on Sports Memo in college basketball back to the start of March Madness. So definitely been hot there and hot to start this season. But as far as my free play goes today, guys, I'm looking at this Thursday night football game. I was looking forward to Family Affairs and talking some football, but obviously this one's going to be done and over with before we get to that show. So I'm looking at the Titans plus the points tonight. You know, a little bit of TNA to kick it off for you guys. A team that's off a win as an underdog where they put up 30 or more points and 400 or more yards like the Packers did last week. 8-22-1 against the spread since the start of last year in the next game. and 3-16-1 against the spread in the last 20 league wide. And you got a Tennessee team that's covered 7 straight games. They've put up 17 or more points in all 7 of those games. And on the season, they're 4-1 against the spread on the road. And you're looking at a Green Bay team that we've all seen struggle throughout this season. Obviously, they were on a 5-game losing streak before they beat Dallas last week, let alone covering a game as a favorite. And then you look at those injuries. We were talking about those things that can change a game like that. Just the skill position players alone. Aaron Jones, Anthony Lazard, Christian Watson, all questionable. Dobbs and Cobb are both out. And, their claim to fame has been their pass defense this season at least. But Tennessee has kind of struggled in that aspect. And obviously they have Derrick Henry in the backfield. And Green Bay's been pitiful against the run this year. So big opportunity there, I think, for Derrick Henry. He hasn't quite had that same superhuman season. It's still been an impressive season, obviously, but Tennessee's 9th in rushing yards per game. So definitely getting it done out of the backfield, and they're getting it done defensively too. They've dominated against the rush, and they're 8th in scoring defense. And they allowed just 10 points in their last game. And this is a Tennessee team that has consistently settled into their comfort zone as the year progresses. Last 2 seasons, 13-4 against the spread after the first month of the season. And they're winning those games straight up by 6 points per game. So give me Tennessee. Give me the points tonight. Thursday night football action against the Packers.
Great stuff from our buddy Jeff Michaels, doing great work over at Sports Moment. Says Tennessee tonight, guys. I get to share a lot of panels with Jeff. He does amazing work. He is a perfect capper for you to go and use that 7-day all access. Now, I will tell you, Jeff, I agree with you. For me, I'd rather have quality than quantity. But for those cappers and those bettors out there that make money with quantity, more power to you. I'd rather have one wife like Heidi Klum than 100 that look like Rosie O'Donnell. I'll tell you that. It is true, Plus, to me, if you have one game, win or lose, your stress is over for the night. All right, I want to spend the whole night looking at my phone, seeing if I'm winning or losing. I'm done. Plus, if you have 1 or 2 games, for us, Jeff agrees with me. We agree a lot about everything but haircuts. But I will tell you, he is a winner. Go over after the show. He's perfect to follow for 7 days for that $69. Let me turn it up one more time. I almost got rid of it. For 7 days for $69, guys. He's a perfect capper for you to follow. Take advantage of that after the show. Go follow Jeff. You'll follow him to the bank. Our next panelist, my man, Dan the Man Kaiser. We keep talking about how sharp he is in college football, and he is one of the sharpest in college football. For about the last 45 or 50 days in the NFL, he's been killing it, tearing it up. He's one of the brightest guys in sports betting today. He's got a real streetwise angle, so I know he's tailor-made for a lot of you guys out there. He's doing some amazing work over at Sports Memo. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing. He's got another free best bet for you. Dan, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Yeah, NFL has been amazing this year. And I have 2 plays up for tonight's NFL game, both the side and total. College basketball, I don't do much early in the season, but I've had back-to-back 2-in-1 days, so back-to-back winning days and 3 straight winning free picks in college basketball. So that's starting to come into shape. I've got a game tipping off in 15 minutes. So if you can multitask and watch this show and head over and pick up that game. It tips off in 15 minutes in college basketball. So for my free play, I'm looking at the San Diego State New Mexico game for Friday. This is one of those games that I guess only basically gamblers or degenerates should be watching, because I don't think their own I don't even think their own fans would be watching this game. But San Diego State's one of those teams in years past that you could rely on to make you some money. They always played, the bigger schools tough. This year they're 6-4, but only 4-6 against the spread. They're taking on a New Mexico team that's 2-8 on the season, 3-6-1 against the spread. San Diego has been playing a lot better lately. They're 4-1 straight up in their last 5, and they're 8-0 straight up in their last 8 against New Mexico. New Mexico, I mean, this team, there's just not much you can say about. It's one of the worst offenses in the league or in the nation. They're 129th out of 131 teams in scoring offense. They haven't scored a touchdown in 4 games this seasan. The last 4 games have been outscored 124-45. They've lost 7. Their last 7 straight up. Last 5 against the spread. They've lost the last 10 straight conference games. And if you're looking at the where the money is in Vegas, 78% of the money is on San Diego State against the spread, or straight up 78 against the spread. And so you look at this thing, everything says take San Diego State. But then, as we do as gamblers, we look a little deeper into the numbers. New Mexico's 12-4 against the spread, the last 16 against San Diego State. They're 6-1 against the spread at home against San Diego State in their last 7. They just seem to have, or for whatever reason, seem to play San Diego State close. Whether they get up for this game or San Diego looks past them, who knows? But I'm not betting the house on this one, but I'm going to take the home dog and the points. You got getting a little over 2 touchdowns here. So, yeah, I'm taking New Mexico plus the 14.5.
Dan Kaiser says he's not betting the house. He might be betting the garage, but not the house on New Mexico plus the points. Dan, the betting insights you give out there, they're really gold. They really are. And sports fans, I don't know if you really understand how good Dan Kaiser is. First, let me tell you, he's doing great in multiple sports. He's doing great. Go over to Sports Bar After the Show. Go follow Dan. You will follow him to the bank. But Dan made a great point, sports fans. A game or a team in a game doesn't have to be a top 25 team or one of the top conference, the Power 5 in football, or the ACC in college basketball. It doesn't have to be for you to make money in it. You do your due diligence, or you follow these great cappers you see on this panel, or the great cappers at Sports Bar and WagerTalk. There are sometimes I put out Tallahassee Junior College for the sake of argument, just to throw in the stream. Oh, what about this team? Well, guys, it doesn't have to be Alabama. It doesn't have to be Ohio State. It doesn't have to be Duke or North Carolina. It doesn't have to be Michigan for you to make money in it, okay? Just remember, there's gold in them, Dart Hills. You made a great point, Dan. Thank you. As usual, your betting insights are priceless. Thank you for that. We love you. Follow Dan. You're going to follow him to the bank. My friends, reputation's a funny thing. You do 1,000 things right, but one thing wrong. People put on your tombstone the thing that they remember wrong. And reputation certainly precedes people in this business. Although sports betting is one of the largest exploding businesses in the world, it's still a small community, and people in this business know who the best are. Having said this, I knew of Nick Parsons prior to him coming over to Sports Memo. His reputation was amazing as a guy with true integrity. He talks turkey. He gives a great breakdown, but he is a winner in multiple sports. So when he came over to Sports Memo, we had to have him on the First Family Show, and I'm proud that we grabbed him because he knows, like everybody else knows now on the panel, it's like the mob. Once you're in, you can't leave. We're not going to let you leave, Nick. We love you, and I know everybody out there loves you. He's doing some great work over at Sports Memo on multiple sports. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's got coming up on the premium side. He's got another best bet for you. Nick, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, love being on the First Family Show for sure, and being amongst all of these elite cappers. But yeah, definitely have been doing well in college sports. I've gotten out to a 9-4 start in college basketball. I actually have a big 10% play going tonight. I'm 6-1 with my 5 and 10% plays so far in November. So this is my second 10% play. I hit my first one. So make sure to check that out. All of those runs are on the line. I'm 24-11, my last 35 in college football. I'm the number 1 college football capper over at Sports Memo over the last 30 days. And I'm on a few other leaderboards as well. So go check all those plays out. And guys, for this selection here for the show, I'm going to suggest a play on Tulane. That's going tonight. Now I gave out Tulane last week too, and that came up short. They fell 38-31 to UCF. But Tulane still has a shot at a New Year's Six Bowl. So there's a lot for it to still play for this weekend. Now SMU, it does come in red hot. It's won 3 straight. Its offense has looked amazing in those victories. It's actually scored 163 points over those 3 games. That included a 77-63 win over Houston 2 weeks ago. And then last week it was a 41-23 win over USF. But for me, I'm sort of looking at this game. It sort of appears like a little bit of a trap or letdown spot for SMU after becoming bowl eligible there last weekend. The SMU offense it's been great, but the defense has actually been terrible. And now Tulane, it's tied for Cincinnati for second in the AAC, and they meet next weekend. So this is a game that it can't look past. It needs this game for sure. And so I guess the big question here is, can this Tulane defense bounce back after what was an atypical performance last weekend? And I think it can. This has not been a great spot for SMU bettors. The Mustangs, they're just 1-3 against the spread as an underdog this season. In fact, SMU has lost all 4 games outright as well as an underdog this season. Now, UCF's defense is a lot better than SMU's. The Green Wave have a balanced offense, which includes a top 40 red zone touchdown percentage. This is a much better matchup for Tulane's defense this week as well. And it's also a better matchup for its offense. SMU's defense is just downright terrible. It can't stop anyone. And one other point I'll bring up is that SMU's offense, it has looked great, but the defenses that it's faced, they're all outside the top 100 those last 3 games. So, yeah, I think that this is a perfect spot for the Green Wave to get back on track, refocus here at home near the end of the regular season, and get back on track. And so I'm going to suggest to lay the points again.
Sports fans, Nick Parsons, his numbers are just off the charts over at Sports Mode. Killing it. Says ride the Green Wave all the way to the shore. Nick is a winner, and you will be too if you go over to Sports Mode after the show and go follow him with the best customer appreciation discounts on the planet. Nick, I love you. He's going to stick around for a little bit, my friends. Guys, I am very happy. Since we had our regular Wager Talk guys come over, Jimmy Adams, it closes the show for the week with the Wager Talk guys. And as you know, if anybody's ever been to a concert, a great concert with a slew of artists, you always close with the best. Sorry, Jimmy. I don't want to hurt the rest of our Wager Talk friends' feelings, but you're the best, buddy. Just want you to know, in a long line of great Adamses in U.S. history, you got John Adams, John Quincy Adams, and even the guy that makes the beer, Samuel Adams. Jimmy Adams is the only one that can pick winners. I love him. You love him. He is a winner. We're proud to have him from Wager Talk. And once again, I'm going to keep bringing this one up. 7-day all access, $69. Use code MEMO7, even for the Wager Talk guys that contribute to the First Family Show. I'm going to have that coming up through the show. But my friend Jimmy Adams, he's a good sport. He lets me do these crazy introductions for him. And God knows it's late over there. I know like Jesse's Schule, it's pretty late at night. It's got to be about 10 or 11 p.m. Probably about the same for Jimmy Adams, maybe even later. But Jimmy's a trooper. He didn't want to go a whole week without coming to you and giving you some free content. But he is a winner. I went to go look at his numbers. Jimmy, it's not just over the course of a month or a couple of months you've been on fire. Last year, the year before that, at Wager Talk, some of your numbers are some of the best there was, period. And you're among some of the best cappers on the planet. So, sports fans, he's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing. He's got another free best bet for you. Remember, the best of all the American Adams, Jimmy Adams. Jimmy, take it away.
Thank you so much, Joe. I'm always very excited to see what intro I get from you, man. You're the best. Anyway, things have been red hot in a lot of sports. We're on a 15-3 NFL run, 75% over our last 16 plays overall. Number 1 ranked NFL capper at WagerTalk, and college basketball, we are 7-0. We haven't lost a game yet, so play up for that tonight. Jumping into the free play for this weekend, I'm going to look to the under in the Michigan-Illinois game. It's been ticking down. Full disclosure, I locked this in at 43. I'm still going to give it out. I saw 41 earlier as far as free play status goes. Wow, things have changed in a hurry for Brett Bielema in Illinois after their losses to Purdue and Michigan State. They were in line for a big-time year. And that being said, though, this is still an Illini team that ranks second in the country in EPA per play defensively. And, in fact, we have the number 1 and number 2 teams in the country in total defense, which doesn't exactly make me want to run to the window and, bet the over, especially with the state the Illini offense is in. Could be a look-ahead spot for Michigan. We all know that they have Ohio State on deck, and this is a lot of points to be laying. I wouldn't be surprised if this game's a little bit closer than many anticipate if you are looking to bet the side, but I just can't get there given with what we've seen out of Illinois the last couple of weeks. Michigan's strength of schedule, I have to key in on that because it's just been one of the worst in the nation. And I think with so many teams vying for that final college football playoff spot, if Michigan loses to Ohio State, their strength of schedule may keep them out of the playoffs because they're non-conference. They just refuse to schedule anyone even close to decent. But anyway, I don't see a lot of points happening in this game. Like I said, top 2 defenses in the country. The under's 10-2-1 last 13 versus a team with a winning record for the Illini. Go ahead and take the under, Michigan, Illinois.
Great stuff from Jimmy Adams, guys. Those numbers are amazing over at WagerTalk, Jimmy. He says under Illinois, Michigan this Saturday, one of the biggest matchups on the board. And this is the time of year you get some of these big conference matchups. Jimmy's a winner, and you will be too if you go follow him. Remember, 7 days, all access, $69. Use code MEMO7 upon checkout. You can use it over at WagerTalk for Jimmy Adams or any of the WagerTalk cappers that contribute to the First Family Show. Jimmy's going to be sticking around for a few minutes because it's really not that late by him. I'm just kidding, Jimmy. I know it's late. Guys, just to let you know, if you missed any of our free content, don't worry. At the end of the show, we're going to run them down. Also, if you have any questions or comments for our panelists, we're going to try to get to them towards the end of the show. And just to let you know, you got to tune in later today, guys. 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Joey D, your sexy and savory, is hosting again. I'll be hosting the College Football Forecast Show with Jesse, Dan, and the First Lady of Las Vegas will be back into his house. And God knows she's going to pretty up that panel. I'll tell you that. You got great cappers, a lot of great stuff. Tune in later today, the College Football Forecast Show. Without any further ado, let's bring him on. He's looking like one of the Wahlburgers today. Over the years, Jesse Schule has some of the most impressive, most profitable numbers I have ever seen, you have ever seen in the history of this business. Year in, year out, he's always atop the leaderboard. And, you know, he's always as entertaining as he is informative, but his breakdowns are great. He kills it. And he does a lot of Sports Memo TV free content. You know, these are games that sometimes he puts out. They make it to the premium side. You know, he tells you about that sometimes later on in the week. But he does a lot of great content here because he's so great and he wins so much. One of the best guys in this business. One of the winningest and most successful cappers in history of the business. Jesse Schule is going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing. Got another free best bet for you. Jesse, take it away.
Thanks for the kind words, Joe. Today, I am making a special appearance on the First Family Show on a Thursday because the World Cup starts on Sunday. And when it comes to the World Cup, I've got a history of success. Let me tell you about that. As of right now, today, the number one handicapper for the sport of soccer on Sports Memo for the year of 2022 is this guy. That's not that impressive, though. Let's look back at 2018, my performance in the World Cup. 29-18 overall, 62% winners, 8,376 in profit. That's not even the most impressive thing. If you go back 8 years, the 2014 World Cup, I picked the winner, Germany, outright before the tournament. I also picked 7 of the 8 group winners, including some massive upsets, which the biggest one, I believe, was the Netherlands, upsetting Spain in their group. Really cleaned house in that World Cup. And we're looking to do it again here, and we're going to start it off with a free pick on the opening match. Now, this match, I'm expecting it to be like watching paint dry. We got the host nation, Qatar, taking on Ecuador. Ecuador is the favorite, despite the fact that Qatar comes in off 5 straight wins in their qualifying matches. Qatar posted 3 clean sheets in those games. They only gave up 2 goals total in their last 5 matches, so extremely strong defensively. They weren't playing great teams, though, and I did mention they are the underdog in this match against Ecuador. Now, if you look at Ecuador's last 5 matches, it's pretty incredible. 1 win, 0 losses, 4 draws. All 4 of those draws, scoreless draws. Their last 5 matches, 1 goal scored combined. They scored 1 goal and won a game. And when you see that, you have to think it was by accident. You have to think they weren't even trying to score that goal. Ecuador has played to a draw 7 times in their last 10 World Cup qualifying matches. When you see a team play 7 draws in 10 matches, it's quite clear that it's not an accident. They're trying to play for a draw. In fact, the fact that they've got all those draws is what got them here. That's how they qualified for this World Cup. Are they going to change their game plan now? I don't think so. In fact, I think there's a strong chance this opening match is a 0-0 draw. So I'm taking the draw plus 220. Good luck and good night.
Good night and good luck. From Mr. Wahlberger, Jesse Schule. I love him, looking sharp and always entertaining as he is informative. He told you those numbers in World Cup play the last few years off the charts. You know, guys, Jesse's always putting up great numbers on the bulk of the American sports. We know that, but he's also great in Canadian football and great in soccer. He told you those numbers. Numbers don't lie. After the show, take advantage of those great customer appreciation discounts. Follow Jesse. You're going to follow him to the bank. We got some comments and some questions from some of our viewers out there. We're going to try to get to them. Adjust the volumes, though, guys. Joe D is excited. You know what? I've lost one free play in 2 weeks on all the damn shows. I'm killing it. Let me tell you what's going on. First of all, my NFL isn't just heating up. It's absolutely on fire. Scorching bookmakers, a 14-6 overall run coming off a huge Monday night win for everyone to start off the week with the Washington Commanders as a 12-time NC NFL handicapping champion. This is the time of year you must follow a proven winner, and Joe D is just that. So I'm excited to announce my $2 Tuesday release this week is still available. It is a Sunday play, my 23-6 NFL high roller play. My high rollers are normally reserved for my personal clients that can move a minimum of $10,000 a game. I want everybody, no matter what you bet on a game, to get a big winner this week in the NFL. Get on this 5% and NFL high roller play. Just $2, get paid. You can't argue 23-6, 79.3% since I've been putting out these games. Can't argue with that. Now, I also don't think there's anything better than getting a midweek football play going into the weekend, my friends. I have my 14-6. My NFL's on a 14-6 run. A little babbly here today. It's any Dionne next to me. NFL Thursday night winner in the Titans-Packers matchup. I posted that. This way you could go into the weekend with a bankroll. Now, my free plays, as I just said, 3-1 on the first family show last week. I won my Saturday free play that I posted at Sports Memo. I won my Sunday NFL free play that I posted at Sports Memo. This week, I'm 3-0 on free plays on the first family show. Guys, I'm staying perfect this week. I'm telling you right now. 8-1 free play run all together. Let's go to my free play tonight. You know, with college basketball around, college football with these big conference matchups, the NFL, the rubber's hitting the road right now this time of year. Everybody is forgetting about what? NBA. Let's not forget about it. So let's head on over to the Moda Center for the NBA action between the Brooklyn Nets and the Portland Trail Blazers, guys. You know, normally I would look to play a team like the Nets here, which come off a Tuesday night shellacking at the hands of the Kings on the road, in which they allowed Sacramento to light them up for 153 points. It's just, you know, it was just crazy. The Kings could not miss a shot. I actually saw at one point in the game, one of the Kings went up into the bleachers, just threw the game up. They gave him 5 points for it. They just couldn't miss a shot anywhere on the court. It was amazing. All right. But this is a team that in back-to-back games to the Lakers, who we could all agree are less than stellar, and the Kings have now gotten plowed for a combined 269 points. They aren't stopping anybody defensively. And let's face it, their offense, they're not writing too many records up either. They face a Portland Trail Blazers team that's playing some very good basketball. They possess the best overall record in the West, 10-4. They've been money covering 7 of the last 9 outings. Now, they might have a couple of guys banged up here tonight. Nurkic, Johnson, Winslow, all questionable. The latter two have missed several games already. I'm not worried about them too much. As far as the big center goes, he will be a game-time decision as of this show, guys. Don't hold me to it. As of this show, it's reported that he's going to be a game-time decision. Whether he's on the court or not, I feel that playing at home will give Portland the extra boost they need to cover this small number here. Even without the big man in the middle, the third-ranked defensive rebounding unit will not allow the 27th-ranked offensive rebounding unit of Brooklyn to get too many second-chance shots. On the flip side, look for the Blazers to dissect the Nets from where? Downtown. They're hitting just under 40% from three-point land. This is certainly an area Brooklyn has had serious issues this season. They're allowing 39% from beyond the arc. Portland has covered 3 straight in the series, taking 2 of the 3 straight up. The Nets are absolutely horrible against the spread. Listen, 1-6 ATS the last 7 following an ATS loss. 4-11 ATS the last 15 on 1 day's rest. 5-12-1 ATS the last 18 overall. Doesn't matter if they're home, away, day, night, rested or not. This team is not covering. They're not getting you paid. I think it's a short price. I think the Blazers blow them up. Take Portland minus the points. If you really want to, if you're worried about it, you can always buy it to 140 and go money line if you wanted or so. Let me bring everybody back, my friends. We got a lot of comments. So, all right, our good friend, all right, Randy Pass, who's on every day. Anybody want to comment about the Bears +3 this week? Randy says he likes the Bears. Anybody? Tough game? Jeff, you're usually chime in.
Nah, it's probably going to be a play for me this weekend. So
I
don't want to give out anything free. I've already given out a free winner.
Randy, we're going to be mum on this one. I'm sorry about that. You can hit us up after the show. Jesse lives on the leaderboard. We love you guys. Dan, you're capping splits. He loves you, right, Cape? Texas A&M. Anybody got a anybody want to give out a little free play bonus on Texas A&M tonight or against them? We got silence. We got crickets.
I guess the one you did put up, the Bears game under 49.
All right.
My thing is I'm not sure how you can bet an under with the Bears defense that's just atrocious and can't stop anybody, and Atlanta can't stop anybody, and the Bears have been putting up 30 a game the last 4 games. So I don't know. I'm a little leery about betting it under with the Bears.
So our good buddy Maurice Walker, who put up that comment, says he's going to bet you dinner on that when he comes to Michigan, Dan. So there's a dinner going on, Dan.
All right. There we go.
Dan, you got to pay for dinner anyway one of these days. Jesse and I pay all the time anyway. My friends.
Wait. The last time I was in Vegas, you kept saying something about hurting your knee and not being able to meet me. So.
Yeah, but
Dan doesn't let you get away with anything, Joe.
Yeah, but Dan, I'm not going to tell you. You've been good friends with Jesse and Nick for many, many years. They told me that you were going to take me to Denny's and tell them it was my birthday for my dinner. So I just figured, fine. I'd rather stay home and watch like Yellowstone. No, I'm just kidding. I did hurt my knee. I looked like a cantaloupe for a couple of weeks. But long story short, guys, any closing thoughts or comments? You want to go around real quick, Jesse?
Closing comments. Look out for weather games this week in both the NFL and college football. My college football's cooled off a little bit, but the one thing I've done successfully is capitalize on games with winds of 15 miles per hour or more. I've hit all those unders, hitting about 80% with weather unders recently. So take a look at that. That's something you can use to grab some easy winners.
I was going to give Dan some closing thoughts and comments, but not after insult. Now, Dan, any closing thoughts and comments for our viewers, please?
2 things real quick. First, tip to the hat to all things Tom Izzo. I mean, he's really done something with this team this year. We should have beat Gonzaga, and then we did beat Kentucky, and hopefully Jimmy's friends don't attack me. But if out of the people you listed, right now I have to take Sam Adams, the maker of beer, over Jimmy. But if next time I see Jimmy, if he's buying, then he moves to the top of the list.
Yeah, as good as Sam Adams tastes, he can't pick winners like Jimmy Adams. Let me go to my good friend Jeff Michaels. Jeff, closing thoughts or comments before we run down all the free plays and then head on out of here.
Yeah, you've said it a couple of times, Joe, but that Memo 7 is a heck of a deal. Jesse gave you another reason to go jump on it. World Cup's coming up. That's just another sport. I'm doing 5. All of these guys, I'm almost positive, are doing more than one sport. So these all-access deals are the best deals you're going to get, and now's the best time to take advantage of them.
Great stuff. Let me go to my good buddy Jimmy Adams. Jimmy, I disagree with Dan. I think you're better than Samuel Adams. Take it away.
Yeah, I don't want to be too repetitive here, but 15-3 NFL run, 7-0 in college basketball. We haven't lost a game. So once you grab all these great handicappers plays, Sports Memo, maybe consider heading over to WagerTalk and getting a play there. I also have a free play on Texas, Kansas this weekend that is on my page, free of charge. So let's have a hell of a weekend.
Hey, Jimmy, do you know your Buzz link offhand?
WT.buzz/JA.
WT.buzz/JA. Go follow Jimmy. He's a winner. Nick Parson, close out our closing thoughts and comments for everybody.
Well, these guys have touched on it a little bit, but not to get lost in the mix. Yeah, the World Cup starts on Sunday. Normally this would be in the summer, but because of either COVID or the war or something, it was pushed back here. But yeah, this is going to be a huge tournament, you guys. This is a massive time of year. So just keep on your toes and go check out all the cappers over at Sports Memo.
Great stuff. Let's run them down, guys. Jesse Schule, what'd you have for everybody today?
I got the draw in the World Cup opening match.
He's got the draw. By the way, I bet you guys didn't know Jesse was musically inclined. He's playing guitar. Anyway, sports fans, let's go to Dan. Dan, what'd you have for everybody today?
New Mexico plus 14.5 on Friday.
Great stuff. Let me go to Jeff. Jeff, what'd you have for everybody today, buddy?
I got the Titans tonight plus the points.
Jimmy A.
Michigan, Illinois, under the total.
And my good buddy, the handsome and dapper, Nick Parsons. Nick.
Tulane minus 3.5.
Guys, you're getting the best from the best in the business here. if somebody on this show isn't tailor-made just for you, then please go over to SportsMemo, go over to WagerTalk. The best collection of campers were handpicked. Everybody wants to be on these two websites. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody does. But they handpicked this collection of campers. Numbers don't lie. Check out our numbers. Check out what we've done over the last couple of weeks, couple of months, last season. You can do all that over at SportsMemo WagerTalk. This is the best collection of campers anywhere on the planet. So if me, Jesse, Dan, Nick, Jimmy, Jeff, we are tailor-made for you. I promise you, you will find somebody tailor-made for you. It doesn't get better than SportsMemo and WagerTalk. All right, guys, we're going to head on out of here so you have a time to get all this free content in. Don't forget to tune into the College Football Forecast Show later today, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Me, Dan, Jesse, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, will be giving out free college football winners tomorrow morning with the Family Affairs Show, this time here. And then tomorrow afternoon, the NFL football forecast. We got some great stuff, plus some new shows that are coming to Sports Memo TV. Whew, that's a mouthful. Guys, tune into all Sports Memo TV shows for a ton of free winners and some great betting insights as well. On behalf of Sports Memo, WagerTalk, Jeff, Dan, Nick, Jimmy, Jesse, and Dionne and Joe D'Amico, the First Family of Las Vegas. Everyone out there, good luck. Have a winning day.